Nobody knew if he had a name. Nobody knew where he came from. And nobody knew that a big orange stray was about to completely ignore the no vacancy sign and waltz straight into a full house to get a permanent spot on the bed. This is the story of Jelly.
Oh, you're a cutie. Oh, you're a cutie.
Stray cats have a remarkable talent for identifying exactly which humans have the softest hearts and the fullest pantries, and Laura was apparently impossible to miss. She had been around cats her whole life. Over the years, she had taken in strays, managed a colony, set up feeding stations, and organized spay and neuter programs. By the time a big, friendly, flea-covered orange cat appeared in her garden one day, she had 5 cats already living inside her home. 5. That should have been the end of the story. But it wasn't because this charming guy had other plans. He walked straight up to her, no hesitation, no circling, no suspicious sniffing from a cautious distance. Just a direct approach, as if he had somewhere to be and she was the person he had an appointment with. Laura gave him some food, he accepted it, and just like that, the negotiation was over. Laura just didn't know it yet. His fur felt like straw, dry and coarse in a way that spoke of poor nutrition and months of fending for himself. He was covered in fleas and he hadn't been neutered. And yet, he was so sociable, so comfortable around people, that Laura couldn't shake the feeling that somewhere along the way, this cat had known a home.
Everybody gets along here, buddy. It's okay.
She put up posters and checked all the usual channels. No owner came forward, and he didn't have a microchip. Whoever had loved him before, if anyone had, was gone from his life now. She called him Orangelico, Jelly for short.
Hey, cutie Jelly. Hey, cutie.
There was another reason getting Jelly indoors felt urgent: coyotes. Laura's neighborhood had a coyote problem, and she had learned about it the hardest possible way. Years earlier, a small pack had got to one of her cats, and the memory of that night had never fully left her. After that, the cats came inside, catios were installed, and Laura became a firm believer in keeping cats safe from the dangers of outdoor life. So when a new, unneutered, unfamiliar cat showed up in coyote territory and immediately made friends with her, the situation felt less like a choice and more like a responsibility. She couldn't just leave him out there. The first evening Jelly came inside, he met Laura's husband. He put his little front paws on the man's lap, looked up at him and stared. Just stared. Her husband melted completely. By the time Jelly had located the bed and settled in for a sleep, the household had already quietly accepted what was happening, even if nobody had officially said so out loud. Laura posted an update online, very reasonably explaining that while she and her husband would love to keep him, their existing crew of 5 cats was not exactly rolling out the welcome mat for a newcomer. She talked about finding him a foster home and a forever family. She described with great sincerity how whoever eventually got him would find a soulmate of the highest order. But soon, the cat distribution system claimed another victim. Yes, they already had 5 cats, but it was impossible to say no to Jelly. The next major milestone in Jelly's new life was his neuter appointment, an occasion he was reportedly the only one not looking forward to. The logistical challenge of the evening before was real. Jelly was still technically an outdoor cat, which meant securing him somewhere overnight before the early morning vet trip. The catio, the garage, or, in what was clearly the most chaotic option, clearing out the bedroom and letting him try indoor life a night early. Whatever they chose, Laura noted cheerfully, it was going to be a long, chaotic night. And she was right, but they got him there. After the procedure, Jelly came home and began what can only be described as an extended period of adjustment. His recovery took longer than expected. He was, after all, dealing with quite a lot at once. A major medical procedure, the loss of what had been a significant hormonal identity, and the complete transformation of his entire living situation from outdoor stray to indoor house cat. He was eating, drinking, and using the litter box, but he was, as Laura put it, simply existing. His big tomcat jowls, those wide, distinctive facial features that signal dominance and maturity in unneutered males, began to fade as his testosterone levels dropped. Along with them went something of his former personality. Laura had seen it once before in a big male cat after neutering, a kind of low-level melancholy, a loss of his former sense of self. She kept happy thoughts in her heart for Mr. Jelly Belly and waited for his hormones to level out. Meanwhile, small sweet things were happening. His fur, once as rough as straw and horse hair, was coming in soft. He discovered squeeze treats and became completely obsessed with them. He found the catnip and used it, though Laura observed, with some affection, that it looked less like recreation and more like he was taking it for medicinal purposes. Then, one evening, a glimmer of the old Jelly came back. He climbed up to the catio and sniffed along the wall shelves with something approaching curiosity. The next morning, he was noticeably more interested in his breakfast. He was coming back to himself, slowly on his own schedule. Around Christmas, Laura put the tree up early for him. She watched him sit quietly in front of the lights, peaceful and still, and felt the particular kind of joy that only rescued animals can give you. He still had his wild side, of course. Jelly made it very clear that indoor-only life was not entirely to his taste, and that he expected supervised yard time. He would be expressing that expectation loudly and persistently until something was done about it. He turned out to be an excellent bird catcher, a useful skill for a stray, slightly less ideal for a domestic cat in a garden full of songbirds. Laura sourced a specially designed collar cover in bright colors and patterns, scientifically developed to make cats visible to birds before the pounce, and Jelly wore it without complaint. He had, from the very beginning, never minded collars or accessories. He's a cat of unexpected tolerance in some areas, but also a cat of absolute stubbornness in others, like insistence on outdoor time. Nobody knows exactly where Jelly came from. Nobody knows who might have once loved him or why he ended up on the streets. What is known is that he walked up to the right person, put his paws in the right lap, and found his way to a warm bed and a Christmas tree. The cat distribution system always knows exactly what it's doing.